Thank you, Donna Howard, for being the stalwart, the champion of women's health that you've always been for these so many years. I've looked up to you for so long, and I appreciate your voice. I want to address a different issue with respect to what's going on legislatively in this body and in our government, which is the hypocrisy of government. You know, just earlier today, one of our members courageously gave a speech today about sexual assault and violence against women. Many of you come down here to show your support, saying we don't condone sexual assault. We don't condone domestic violence to women. But the problem is, a frequent complication of that is an unwanted pregnancy. And so it's one thing to say, oh, thank you, Representative, for standing up and speaking about the horrors of sexual assault against women. But by God, we're going to make sure that you, the woman, are going to pay the ultimate price, because we're not going to give you any discretion, any choice of what to do with your own body and the rest of your life. And that hypocrisy is jaw-dropping. It is jaw-dropping to me, to the women of this body, the members of the Women's Health Caucus, to women throughout this state, because it is not fair to say, oh, we want to share in the horrors of your pain, but by God, we're not going to give you any tools whatsoever to cope with the consequences of being raped, of being sexually assaulted, and that is inexcusable. And that hypocrisy is what is really interesting about what's going to happen to the voter. Does it turn the voter away to say, my government doesn't work for me, it doesn't understand me, it doesn't want to address my pain? Or is it going to light a fire under that voter to say, that hypocrisy I'm not going to let stand anymore? And the hypocrisy of government is manifested in another way as well, in the fact that we are living in the most horrific, critical public health crisis our generation has ever faced. So what do we have here? We have a government, we have members that says we refuse to be told what to do with our bodies. Our government will not mandate that we get a vaccine. It violates our freedom. It could present health risks. It's harmful for our social and has harmful social consequences. But by God, we can sure make sure that you, young girl who's been raped, you don't get access to the care you desperately need, because we're going to control that. But we will not be controlled by our government when it comes to regulating COVID-19. Some statistics that are of interest. Do you know that I pulled them up sitting over at my desk on the TDM website? Do you know that as we sit here right now, 14,033 of our students in Texas schools have been diagnosed with COVID. We're averaging 23,412 cases of COVID per day, and 56,850 Texans have died. But we're unwilling to use our governmental powers to enact sane, competent public health protocols to protect the health of our citizens who are alive and living, but yet we're going to take measures like this to restrict women from getting critical access to health care that they so desperately need. Again, the hypocrisy of government at work. Well, my message to you, to all the women out there, to the moms of kids in schools who are afraid that their kids are going to get sick, is that we Texas Democrats, we care. And we will continue to fight to make sure that you get the health care that you need, the health care that you deserve for yourself, for your children, and your families. And I'm sorry that this day has come and that this vote has been taken to restrict your rights one more time.